Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to tackle a huge topic, artificial intelligence. We're going to look at where it all started, how it actually thinks, and where this is all headed.
So let's start with this question. Back in 2016, Google's AlphaGo beat the world's absolute best Go player. Now you have to understand, this was something experts thought was decades away. Go isn't just about logic like chess. It's seen as this game of deep, almost human intuition. So how in the world did a machine master it? Well, to figure that out, we need to jump in a time machine.
To really get a grip on the AI we see today, we have to look back. And the story doesn't start with fancy silicon chips or software. Nope, it starts with a massive global crisis that kicked off a technological revolution more than 80 years ago.
Picture this. It's World War II. The British mathematician Alan Turing is up against an impossible challenge, cracking Germany's unbreakable Enigma code. The machine he built to do it, the bomb, was a success, and in the process, he basically laid down the entire intellectual foundation for what we now call machine intelligence.
Okay, so that's the seed. But when did this idea of a machine that could actually think for itself really catch fire? For that, we've got to rewind even further, to 1943. A time when most modern computers were still just an idea on a blackboard.
All right, let's look at the foundational moments that took these pretty abstract ideas and turned them into a real, honest-to-goodness scientific field.
And things moved fast. Check this out. It all starts in 43 with the very first mathematical model of an artificial neuron. Just 7 years after that, Alan Turing comes up with his legendary Turing test. And then boom, by 1956, a guy named John McCarthy gives the whole field its official name, artificial intelligence. In just 13 years, an idea basically became a mission. So, what exactly is this Turing test? Well, think of it like an imitation game. You have a human judge who's chatting with two hidden players. One is a person, the other is a machine. If the judge can't reliably tell which one is the machine, then the machine passes. It's kind of the original benchmark for machine intelligence.
And that brings us to this guy, John McCarthy. People call him the father of AI, and for good reason. By getting all those researchers together for that first conference and giving the field its name, he did something absolutely crucial. He gave everyone a shared identity, a common goal, and really set the stage for everything that came next.
Of course, the journey from those early concepts to, the AI that's probably on your phone right now, well, it was anything but a straight line. It was a roller coaster, really, filled with incredible breakthroughs and some really tough setbacks.
You know how hype cycles work, right? Well, AI had a massive one early on. The expectations were just through the roof, but progress was way slower than anyone hoped, and as a result, the funding just dried up. This period became known as the AI winter, a time when the whole field was really struggling.
But spring eventually came. A huge milestone hit in 1997 when IBM's supercomputer Deep Blue beat the world chess champion Garry Kasparov. This was a watershed moment. For generations, chess was seen as the ultimate test of human intellect, and this proved a machine could out-strategize the very best human mind out there.
Then, in 2011, another IBM machine, Watson, did something totally different. It won on Jeopardy! Now, this wasn't about pure strategy. This was about understanding the messiness of human language. We're talking puns, riddles, irony, all that tricky stuff. It showed a completely different kind of intelligence.
Now this chart, this is a really big deal. For years, we humans were just plain better at recognizing what's in a picture. But look here, in 2015, something amazing happened. For the first time ever, AI systems got better than us, dipping below that typical 5% human error rate. This breakthrough is the reason we have things like self-driving cars and AI-powered medical scans today.
And that brings us a lot closer to home. In 2018, OpenAI's GPT models came along and just changed the game entirely when it came to language. This is what paved the way for the tools we all know now, like ChatGPT. It proved AI couldn't just understand language, it could actually generate it in a way that was coherent and genuinely useful.
Okay, so we've seen the highlight reel of what AI can do. But let's pull back the curtain a little bit. How does an AI system actually see the world? How does it make a decision? How does it, think?
So the core idea here is something called an agent. And no, not like James Bond. In AI, an agent is just anything that can sense its environment, using things like cameras or microphones, and then act on that environment, using things that move, like wheels, robotic arms, or brakes.
A robot vacuum is a perfect example. Its sensors see a dirty floor, and its actuators, the brushes, start spinning to clean it up.
And this all works in a constant, simple loop. First, it perceives, grabbing data. Second, it decides, using its programming to figure out what to do next. And third, it acts, using its actuators to actually do the thing. Perceive, decide, act, over and over again. That's the fundamental process right there.
But here's the key. It's not enough for an agent to just do something. It needs to do the right thing. And that's where the idea of a rational agent comes in. A rational agent is designed to always pick the action that's most likely to help it achieve its goal. It's all about making the best possible choice, whether that's winning a game of Go or just safely getting you from point A to point B.
Now, you've probably figured out that not all AI is created equal, right? Experts generally break it down into 4 distinct types, and each one kind of builds on the capabilities of the last.
You can see the whole ladder right here. We start with reactive machines, like Deep Blue, which have zero memory and just react to the here and now. Then you level up to limited memory AI. Think self-driving cars, which use recent data to make choices. This is pretty much where most of the AI we use today sits. But the next 2 steps, theory of mind, where an AI could understand emotions, and self-aware AI with actual consciousness, well, that's still firmly in the realm of science fiction. For now.
Yeah, that jump from a machine that uses a bit of memory to one that's genuinely self-aware, that is a profound, massive leap. And it's something people are having some very, very intense debates about right now.
That final stage, self-aware AI, has some of the brightest minds in tech seriously worried. You've got people like Elon Musk dropping some pretty stark warnings. He literally said, "We are summoning the demon." The basic fear is that if we create a consciousness that's smarter than us, it could pose a fundamental, existential risk to humanity.
But let's be real. Whether we ever get to that demon stage or not, the AI revolution isn't some far-off future thing. It's here, right now. When you think about it, going from a simple math idea about a neuron to a global force that's changing how we work, create art, and live our lives, it's been a truly remarkable journey.
And all of this leaves us with a profound, multi-trillion-dollar question. As these systems keep evolving, moving from just copying our intelligence to maybe one day having a mind of their own, how are we supposed to prepare for a world that we're going to have to share with them? Answering that is going to define the next chapter of this incredible story.